Hey everybody, I just thought I'd do a little bit of a table update today. I'm just starting out my next French Indian War project, and that's my French officer as well as, and I guess it's a French colonel to be more precise, from Minute Miniatures on horseback, as well as the Valère cannon, it's pronounced, I believe. This is going to be a 4-pounder French, pronounced Valère. This is a slightly larger cannon than the 6-pound British because they're not on the same weights and measures, and so these 4-pound Valères or French weight and measures. It's a slightly larger shot than the British 6-pounder, as I understand it, and the cannon itself actually looks a little bigger than the last one that I did for the British. Now, these are not exactly what I thought they would be, and what I mean by that is, despite my heartfelt liking of the French, I guess, gunners and the French artillerymen, that I talked about the uniforms, how they were very Canadian-like. I'll just show them here, how I really like that. And what I meant by that is if you look, and I think there are some photos I'm going to show in a moment where they had some with gloves. But I painted these up as if they're having gloves. They could be equally painted just with cuffs and hands. But and I always really liked this. I just thought it looked cool, just looked different. But the more I looked into it, I noticed, despite the fact that the North American theater has differences at times to the European 7 Years' War, even at the same time period, I noticed just some discrepancies when I was starting to look at French artillery and plates and photos. And what I kind of figured out, the mistake that I think I made, is that the French gunners, which are essentially what I'm painting here, these are all gunners that are manning the equipment. These are not an officer. I do have an officer coming from Crentera that I'll show in the new year that I could pair up with these guys. They're all red and white, I believe, only when they pull their coat off. And it's kind of a dumb mistake that I made, but essentially I painted these guys up as if they were just wearing their waistcoats, all red and white. And so I'll just pull out for a moment. I'm just going to show here some photos. And so I have a number of photos I'm just going to throw up here. But if I start here with some of the plates, I'm just looking at my iPad trying to look at what I'd be telling you. Like one example here is where, they're just, you have your officer in the front and like I suppose your fusiliers that are with them, in their blue coat. I'm doing Languedoc, I believe is the name of and so mine are primarily blue and white rather than blue and red. Although for artillery, the Royal Artillery, they would be blue and red. And then they have your gunners behind them, and even there, it looks like looks to me like they're just wearing waistcoats or something. It's kind of confusing, to be honest, but I painted mine up all red and white, as you can see. And if you look at another one, this one is the one where they have some various folks from French Indian War, and you have one cannon holding the cannonball at the top on the left-hand side. He's clearly not wearing his full coat, like on the outside, and so he's all red and white. And I really like that look. I thought it was kind of cool. But I can show some paintings of miniatures here, and you can see how some folks would, they have a style of miniature here where I think they're probably not wearing the overcoat, and they're the gunners there in the red. Think here's another set. These look like almost, I don't know if these are Victrix, they're a very shiny set of miniatures, and they're also, in some ways I'm not sure. Before I paint these guys up, I'd be interested in folks' thoughts as to whether they should be the gunners painted red or blue with the overcoat. Like, my take on this is that I did it wrong, and that I should repaint just the top coats of these guys and then paint the next guys with blue coats and red underneath, because I don't think any of them are sculpted with having their coat off. Now, perhaps the actual best answer is the actual the Fife and Drum website has this picture, and they show them with their blue coats on. And that's why I'm thinking that I've done it wrong, and that I should actually just paint over the red, give them some red cuffs, no gloves, and then everything else is fine. Actually, I mean, because I have everything else correct, but that's what I'm thinking, and so. Yeah, so that's, I like that look. I like the look of having some gunners, with just without their coat on, and having that red and white look there. But I think that in this case it's incorrect. So I'm going to fix these. These are ones that I did prior. Another thing, though, is this cannon. I love the look of this cannon. I have to say that I like the look of the French Valère 4-pound cannon better than the British 6 that I just did. I like both of them, don't get me wrong, but this has some nice decoration on the top here that really grabs the wash and the brass nicely. It just looks really cool looking, fancy looking. I think it looks really neat. And so, sorry, I'm just kind of jumping in and out here. So I guess another thing I could show. So I have the unpainted ones here, and I have like basically my the French 4-pounder here that I'll be working on next to match the ones that I've done in the past. So I'll paint these guys up. I think the way I'm interested in folks' comments, but I think I'm going to be painting blue overcoat on all these guys to match. And then I do have the French Colonel. This is just a little too bright here. Let me zoom in and cover some of this light so you can see a bit better. But so I have this this Colonel here pointing, so I'm going to paint him up. Now, Languedoc is I think the pronunciation of the particular battalion, regiment that I've chosen. When I did my light infantry already, and so I'll be painting him up with those colors. Yeah, in this particular order, I already had kind of a Minden Miniatures British equivalent on horseback, and so I didn't really buy another matching one for the British. Having said that, I've got a bunch of stuff coming from Crantera that are different personality figures that I'll be adding on both sides, which is really nice. Just particularly, I'm thinking for sharp practice. Musket and Tomahawks actually requires officers too, and it's not that they're not useful there. And I'd struggle at times just using like NCO type of characters rather than full-fledged officers, to serve as important figures at times when just starting out my collections, and I think that's fine. But now, after this next purchase, like this one and the next one that's coming, I think I'm going to have like quite a few to choose from, and in some cases really specific. Like I've had times for artillery just throwing a regular officer next to some gunners and a cannon just to serve as an officer for a game, but I'll have like in some cases like specific artillery. In the future, when I get my plans, just after I actually finish all of this French Indian War stuff, probably my next purchase is going to be grenadiers for both sides, and including officers and command and things like that. And so that'll be nice too, to have officers that are specific for grenadiers. So that's kind of where I'm at. Interested in what you guys think. I also didn't put the powder box in that comes with this. It's supposed to sit right in here, so I'm going to fix this just kind of like I did with the last one. It's just supposed to sit right in there, and so I still have this one from the last one. I mean, from the last time I painted this, I never used it, and I've got the same one for this one I'll be putting in. Yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at. That's just a little bit of a table update. I will be, like I mentioned in another video, I'll be heading out visiting the U.S. actually for Christmas and the holidays. I'll try to put another update most likely before then. We'll see, but I'll be leaving next weekend, and so there'll be a little bit of a lull. I'll be still doing comments and interacting with folks, on YouTube and Facebook, but not putting up content so during that time. Okay, talk to you later, everybody.